Right, today we're going to bring a home use router. Now, this one has two different options, and I'm going to show you a couple things. First of all, look at the antennas, how they're folded in. And this one has multiple antennas. You guys can see that. Very beautiful router, well built. It's going to extend throughout the whole entire house. This has a long range. It has 5G, 4G connection. Now let's take a look at the actual side of the actual router. Here you're going to have two SIM cards, all right? So if you're traveling or in a different region, you could buy your own provider out there, or you could purchase a SIM card that you could install in here and have this without any connection in here and have it used as a wireless. Or if you want to tether into your laptops, you can do that too, and use the full advantage of the speeds in here. It has two SIM cards, 1 and 2, and you can control this within the actual menu. This USB can be used as a platform. If you have an external drive you want to share within the whole region, you can do that. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 connections, and then the WAN connection. It has a reset button here, if you can see that, and then it also has a mesh button here, and it has a DC connection. And underneath, it gives you the username and password of the actual system. Now, to begin with, it does not require password, but you're going to have to enable it once you're logged in there. To begin with, it does have a username named admin, and then you have to create your own admin user. Really light. You can mount this on the wall. It has some wall mounts in here. Plenty of rubber ends here that you could actually grips on pretty good. So we're going to turn it on and we're going to set it up on our laptop and see how fast it is, and also the interface on the actual system. So let's go ahead and do that. The only power source that we're going to see is back here right now. We connected one of our Ethernet connections directly to the WAN connection. So it takes about a couple minutes to do its sequence. If you have SIM cards, and it depends on your provider. If you have an AT&T or T-Mobile or anything like that, make sure you have them enabled first prior to setting it up in here. And right now, if you guys can see, the mesh turns on. It has 4G, 5G on each card. It enables. Right now, we don't have any cards. We're just doing the Ethernet connection. So let's go ahead and go into an interface and see how it looks. All right, right now we're doing a speed test on the actual system. Make sure we're connected and we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and connect the interface. In order to connect, it gives you an IP address, but right now we have a default address. So let me set it up. All right, let's go ahead and test it out. Right now we're going to log in. First time logging in, it's going to be admin, all right? So we're going to do an admin, log in, and this is all the connections we connectivity have available into the mesh itself. You have network, Wi-Fi, and in Wi-Fi, you're able to change the settings of the connection and the passwords in here. More advanced, so this is where you're actually going to do parental controls. You're going to do a network watch, make sure that you can enable who's coming into your network, who's going out, and so forth, because you don't want just anybody logging in. Service applications, this is more like a little more advanced stuff if you have connectivities that you need to connect or enable. System management and system tools. Now, in system management, you do have to do firmware once in a while. When the company ever pushes out firmware, you have to make sure you properly download it, install it, just to make sure you have the latest and greatest connectivity and no flaws are included. All right. So on home, it's one of my favorite things I like, because everything in here shows the IP address, who's connected to the network, how is the transferring rate from the system. If you guys can see, it just came up live right now, and we're looking at how much. Because our system's actually downloading something, it's doing something right now, it's doing updates. This is what's happening right now. You can see a live feed. So if you have multiple users in the same room, or you have a LAN party, you're going to set up this router. This is a great device for that, just to keep track of all the stuff. If you have your SIM cards enabled, you'll be able to see that information in here too, also too. So very simple to log in, manipulate, change. The first thing I would do if I was you, if you purchase this router, you would just make sure you change the password of the admin. Right now it's an open form, so just make sure you are enabled it. Now, if you ever forget the password, you can always go underneath of it and reset the button. So very simple, easy to use, and just don't forget that all the information is required. It's underneath the actual router as a sticker, and the label is included underneath the actual system. It includes a Wi-Fi password, which there isn't right now at the current moment, but they use admin information. Also, what IP you need to require to log in. If you're replacing your existing router, you're going to need to follow the instructions. If you're including this one within your same mesh, it's going to be 192.168.2 and then .1. That's included if you're setting up a secondary router. So very simple, easy to use. I hope you guys enjoy the video. 99.6 of you are not subscribers in my channel. I hope that the content helps you out and that you find it very useful. And I hope you hit the like and subscribe.